Okay. Hello, everybody. I need a second to clean up. We have a few things I need to clean up. Hold on. Missed the last one? Well, glad you're here. Okay, that's good enough for our purposes. Need to scroll this a little bit. This way. There we go. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody is good. I'm trying to fix things under my table here. There we go. Hello, hello, hello. So, we have got the parts sorted out on this guy. Where are we? Need to get some of this stuff out of the way. We got these welded on there. Haven't actually checked them, so I'm checking them now. Do have quite a bit of cleanup in here and along these edges and stuff, but we will get a magazine and make sure everything fits nice and smooth before too long. So I would like to finish sanding the rest of this blaster and then put on the finishing epoxy putty in a few places. There are a handful of places that we need to get those worked out. I'm just now realizing how far up my mic is and I need to fix it. There we go. All things in good time, RZ. Crossbows, are you murdering more now? I have a commission for another Kenner Strife, so I will be doing that most likely after End War, because I don't have time for that currently. And my razor blade is in the other room, so I'm going to get that really quick. And by in the other room, I mean completely downstairs. What was I doing with this? Separating the shell. Got a little bit of sticking together here. That's pretty normal for me. It's easy to break, so don't worry too much about it. There we go. Okay, let's try to clean up some of this with a razor. We'll take it from there. So we're cleaning up some of the epoxy as much as we can, just by scraping here. It's not fully cured, and I'm not sure how that's going to affect sanding it, because I did put it on today. I should have done it yesterday, but I never got around to it. So I don't know if I should just be careful or if I should not be doing this. Still, it's gonna be gummy for probably the next day or two. See how it's just kind of peeling off? That's not a great sign. It's good for cleanup, but it's not going to be good if it accidentally peels up in a place where I don't want it to. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. Hey Squid. Hello all to the new people who are just now joining us. Thank you for stopping by. I have a couple questions. Do you think a mint in-box crossbow overhauled crossbow is a good trade? No, I think that's a terrible trade. I am working on a blaster that I need to finish by end war, but I want to put a PWM in eventually. I don't have time to do it before end war though. After end war, do you think I should rewire and put it in or keep it? That is kind of up to you. If you have a PWM, make sure that it's rated for enough amps so you're not blowing it out immediately. The component will be rather large. I saw a clear strife. I know you have. Yep, I saw it within an hour of it being announced, and I've been tagged in it all day. So I am well aware. That I am well aware of. I don't like the fish theme for it. Yeah, not quite sure what they were thinking. It definitely doesn't need a theme. Prophecy didn't have a theme, and that did just fine. I'm not sure why it needed a theme for this one. I also seriously doubt it will take 180s. Because number one, Worker doesn't sell 180s. So why would they be interested in making them for 180s? Number two, they don't really show the other side of the blaster in full view, and I'm assuming that's because they're not happy with it. Because it's kind of asymmetrical in it, like just by its default state, just because of how the strife is designed, and obviously they want to have interchangeable parts for it. So I know a lot of people's question is this one symmetrical? It's never going to be symmetrical if you're going to go off of the strife. Without adding a bunch of bulk to this side, which would not only kind of be a waste, but I think it would look kind of bulky. But that's going to be a big selling factor for a lot of people. If it had symmetry to it, I think a lot more people would be willing to buy it. It's just really infuriating that, you know, Worker spends so much money on these molds, but it's still, you know, meh, because they didn't feel like doing the proper research to it. Because you can argue that modders aren't like the main focus, that, like, you know, they're trying to sell more to like general purpose people, like DIYers, not necessarily modders, which I think there is a difference. But I think any way you look at it, it's more targeted towards modders, and it's kind of stupid that you wouldn't have them in mind when you're designing it, but maybe that's just me. Drop-in kits are cool, but not really my thing, so I just see it as a drop-in kit. Hey Danny, what's up? Cut off a hangnail right there, and it kind of hurts. I would imagine it would take those Neo, but I mean that's nothing new for even the Strife. Like if you just barely grind the surface of the strife on the inside there, it will take those no problem. So, or so I hear. I don't use them, so. Hey, homely. I don't mean to be such a downer about it. I just can't help it, because it's really easy to get into the elitism of, you know, it's just another shell and that's fine, but it's not what I want for my needs, and like it's really easy to get into that, right? And I'm not trying to do that, but at the same time, it's kind of hard to avoid. But I don't think they could have done something to please everyone. I think someone would always have something to say. You can't please everyone, right? So I'm sure a design out there does exist that would work for the majority of people. So you could say virtually everyone. But I think that would be such a hard design to try to find. I'm not sure. And you still wouldn't please everyone, right? Because someone would always have something to say. I just don't like how indented the fish logo is, because that seems like a pain in the absolute rear end to try to sand out. If it was pushed out, I would, or even the same level, and just one was frosted and one wasn't, like it is. But if you look at it, it's like clearly the fish is like way deeper into the blaster. And I just have a feeling it's going to take so much work to try to sand that out, and it's going to suck to try to sand that out. A swordfish. Why a swordfish of all things? Okay, that was scary. For a second, I thought I had delamination. We're good. We're good. It's just flexing a lot. Nature of plastic. N-War is too far away for me, sadly. I thought you meant time-wise for a second. I was going to say it is way too close, but you mean physically. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Luckily, I have some people this year to ride down with, but yeah, I know that feeling, man. Hold on. Responding to a local. Jalen, he's been in here before. Like the giant fish logo on the side is bad enough, but the freaking handles are literally fish scales. Are you kidding me? Like, are you serious? Actually, fish scales? Are you kidding me? And they squared up the front so that they wouldn't have to put on as much stuff, because Worker has that front piece for up here. So they kind of squared off everything on the top, which makes it easier for their kits. But at the same time, it kind of sucks because it looks a little awkward, in my opinion. I'm sure some people like it. It's an objective opinion, so... or objective, subjective? Subjective? I don't know what word I'm looking for. I'm stupid. You guys know what I mean. Different strokes, different folks, but I personally don't like it. The shape of it, I mean. Hey Trico. What are you building usually? I miss the live streams. This is going to be based off of a console from a company that does not like to be mentioned in any way, shape, or form. And considering I'm selling this one, I don't feel comfortable mentioning the name of said company. But it is a older console that was released last you know, in the 90s. Was it released in the 90s? It was the last generation last several generations actually, but it's the light gray, dark gray, light purple, and dark purple console, if that makes any sense to you. I can't, I really want to avoid saying the actual name of the company, and that might sound stupid, but that company is actually known for going after people that use their name and try to sell things off of it. So I am going to completely avoid that at all. Costs, I can neither confirm nor deny whether this is based off of that or not. I think it might just happen to maybe look like something like that, but I am going to say that there is no correlation at all, at least while I'm being recorded. So take that however you will. I know it's a little bit vague and frustrating, but at least you're not the one who has to explain it every time someone asks. Does the clear one have the fish logo? Yes, all of them do. Dibs on an Aquaman blaster with it. Are using fish gill patterns or actual fish skills. I'm so mad. Looks like the Alpha Trooper project is gonna wait another week for internals. I'm sorry, man. That's why I usually try to gather all of my parts at once, but sometimes you just can't see that far into the future. I'm wondering what the best way to sand this is going to be. I might not have a choice here. I might just have to use files and do what I'm doing now. Again, it's a little bit, the methacrylate's still a little bit soft because I just did it today. So it's trying to peel instead of sanding. It usually peels instead of sanding, but with it not fully 24-houred yet, it's increased. Taka, Gatling, are you ready? I don't know how to pronounce half of those words in that next one. Hey, welcome, what's up? I really want to try hydrographics on a Rapid Red that I'm working on, but I don't know what to do. There are plenty of tutorials online aside from Nerf Hobby if you look up tutorials on how to do that. I don't know how to do it myself either, so. Taka is hawk in Japanese, for those of you not in the loop. It's also my surrogate name whenever I play anything remotely related to something that I have to name something. I have to be so careful because it's so gummy. I can't remember. I don't think there's a lip on a magazine on the back. I think it's on the sides and the front, and I don't think the lip is on the back. But someone will, I'm sure, correct me. I'm gonna have to grab a mag in a second. Well, I learned how to TIG aluminum this week. That's hard to do, I hear. Heard that's frustrating. What's up, Nick? I think I'll have to fill that in with putty a little bit. It's a little bumpy. A little bit bumpy up in here. Side there. Just a little bit. I think I can just cut away this guy. See how it's wanting to peel up like that? It's because I just did that today. Makes it easier to get rid of the chunks though, I'm not gonna lie. I just gotta be real careful that I don't delaminate something because that would be a tragedy. It's not on the back. Thank you, Nick. Was Nick's birthday recently? Happy birthday, Nick. I apologize, I missed that. You haven't said much about the outside. You haven't said much about it outside of stream. Haven't said much about what? I'll have to re-groove that line. It got covered up a little bit. That line leading up inside of here. I like that groove there, so I'm going to have to redefine that one. Grip work is intense. I can barely tell where you cut it. Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. Dragon told me it was recent. I'm lost on something. Oh, Dragon told you that Nick's birthday was recent. Sorry, trying to follow too many conversations and do this. Not succeeding at any of them. I don't suppose it's just going to be as easy as trying to groove that out. Maybe. Where's my triangle file? Oh, you know what? I could probably use the edge of a screwdriver. That seems to be just the right thickness, maybe? Possibly. Wow, that's terrible. I'll just cut like a V groove with the back of the razor. That's much better. Still need a little bit to go on there, but redefining that line, that curve that goes up in here. Ben, you should show off Pocket Javelin or what you've got so far. It's so pretty. Sure, we can take a break to look at that. You guys want to look at that? Hold on. Let me get it. Alright, so we have 6 components that are made so far, none of which are complete. I still got to do several things to several parts. This has no way of mounting it as of yet, little things like that, but the majority of these, the majority is done. Like, I still need to do some holes on top of here. I still need to finish filing out the magazine well, but this is the main block that I have so far. I'm going to attempt, if I can ever find a machine again, because I no longer have access to a manual mill, which I did do this on manual mill. One of the biggest compliments I've gotten for this is, oh, a CNC caliburn. It's not CNC, it's not computer controlled. I did this on a manual machine. But I would like to get the grip done in a single solid block as well, but I will see how that goes. It might be 2, but we will see. Got that going so far. Oh, you know what? I have a 7th piece, the tube. Which I'm actually... Oh, I got it. That's just the standard tube. No big deal. Perfect fit in there. Nice friction fit. Hey Ryan, what's up? Wonder how much that's worth. Essentially priceless. This one is definitely priceless just because I don't have access to make another one easily. But then we have the barrel, which is separate from this piece, obviously. We have the barrel groove, which I'm dropping the barrel. We have the barrel groove here. And I had to buy an end mill specifically to mill this hole. or this groove, but definitely worth it. And then you got the interlocking bit here. And how you're going to assemble this is you have the barrel that fits inside the end of here, sticks out inside of here just a little bit, and then this whole assembly locks in there, and it's actually rather tight on the barrel itself, and then that is enough to friction everything together just kind of on its own. It's enough to show people around, obviously, but this will be connected by 3 screws going inside of there. And then you have the Picatinny rail, which I did order because making a Picatinny rail in a school mill was probably not the best idea. I did bring this in really quick to chamfer the edge back here so that it lines up nicely with the back. It'll fit on like this. That staggered in the front is on purpose, by the way. Nice and lined up in the back. And then you have, we'll take this off for now because there's no real way to secure it. And you have the pusher arm, which doesn't have the seal in there right now, just so I can easily slide it in and out. Ramrod, this was made by Captain Slug, as well as this back piece right here. And then this piece right here that connects the arms were all done by myself. This slides in the tube. Comes out those 2 holes, out these 2 grooves. It sits in place like so. Obviously I need to get rid of the Daikin blue on there, but then the plunger rod, which I've had the longest, I had the plunger head made for me. I did the rest of this, and then that just fits in the back like that. So not bad so far. Still got a lot of work on it, but I am pretty happy with this guy so far. I think that's enough for now. You guys are probably already bored of it. Get rid of it here, hold on. Okay, back to the real work. Real work. What was I doing? I think this one square inch right here, or cubic inch right here, just this one area right here has taken me probably about 5 hours total. It's both satisfying and frustrating at the same time. So is anybody working on anything interesting? Anybody got any projects in the works? Anybody working on anything for N-War? Anybody working on something outside of N-War? What's up? Have a lot. I'm doing a Striturion right now, working on lipless long shot overhauled strifes. I have a full auto Raven on the works. In my opinion, change the name to change the name Pocket Javelin to Silver Surfer. Definitely not. Seems sort of fitting in my opinion, but the build is... just waiting on money. Oh, Phil, I know that feeling. Splatoon themed hammer shot. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty cool to see. Do you post your work? I'd like to see that. When you if and when you post it on Wacom server, I recognize your name. At least I think that's you. Tag me in it because I'd like to see that. Yeah, I know you're working on that, Quint. Swapping electronics and Prisma and some other paint job. Are you redoing the LEDs in that? Just curious. The that Rap Strike Abomination. Are you still working on that? Are you gonna have that done in time for N-War? Doing that launch Stripe bolts. Murder way of sending another little elite strife. Super mounted bullpup pistol. Wow, you guys got a lot of work to do. Got a rapid ride driving me crazy right now, then a fearless fire. That should be fun. Will do, thanks. Yes. Yeah. Okay. That's good. You guys are staying busy. Of course, if you put out a blaster, you know, more than every quarter, then you're still doing more work than me, so I guess it's not hard to do. At least if you're comparing yourself to me. I think I just work slowly. I'll just make up something like slow and steady wins the race or something like that. Just make up some crap like that. Swapping LEDs and good, and going to DRS cage from the artifact red. You had an artifact red in there? I thought you had a DRS in there already. Rep strike probably won't be done for N-War, but who knows? You can at least bring the shell, the abomination. Unless you're flying, then you might not want to do that. There's no way you're flying. You have to be driving. To Italy. Homely. Are you going to N-War, Neil? Have I told you about the full auto Chronos? You have. Yes, I do remember. The one with the bullpup hopper, right? When you work with hand files, especially precision files like this, they're Irwin, how precision can you get? But usually they have a live side and a dead side, and what I mean by that, safe side. This side is the safe side. You probably can't see it because my camera hates focusing, but there's no filing on this side right here. But if you flip it around, if you notice, there is actually filing grooves on this side. So they're not 100% safe, so you can't just like go into something and expect it not to wear a hole in it. But if you're going up against something like here, and I don't want to take anything off of the strife, off of the orange, I'll use the safe side. And so I can go like that, and take mostly down off of here without damaging this too much. But if I had it on the live side and flipped it around, then I would be filing a groove into the strife. So that's something to note there. I want to get in more so bad, I just have to wait until next year. That sucks. Starts to cry, no, but I wish I could. Rip Neo will be missed. No, that's not the one. It's not a bullpup. Oh, okay. Could have sworn I heard bullpup somewhere. try to get this flat. Yeah, sure, go for it, RZ. No harm. Cannot go to N-War until junior or senior year. That sucks. Interesting. Hawkeye, have you seen the new Worker Strife shell? If so, what's your opinion? I have. I saw it within the first hour of Worker releasing it, and I have been tagged all day about it. So you can bet your bobsled I know about it. I have mixed opinions. It has some good aspects, it has some bad aspects. I think they have some interesting design choices, to say the least. Fish, for example. I don't think we needed a fish-themed strife, but it's hard to see a clear strife when it's fish-themed. The fish, I know the majority of people are like, it's clear, it's clear, it's clear. First thing I was like, it's clear, it's a fish. Because it's kind of right there on the on the side there screaming at you. So I don't really think it needed a theme. But you know, what do I know? One man's opinion. And probably not even a very good one. I want a literal fish body kit. I swear to God they have one. Somewhere out there on, like, Taobao. I swear to God they actually have a fish body kit, Ryan. I'm not gonna dismiss the handle shape. I think it's a little bit plain. I think it's a little bit too much like an AR, for my personal taste. I just don't like the fact that they put. But I could deal with it if they didn't put the fish scales on there. Obviously, I can sand that off, and I will. But why? Why fish scales, man? Why? You had so many other options. Still cleaning up these seams, for those of you who are just joining. Just sanding up these seams, got these parts epoxied on. And so we're kind of cleaning up the residue here. Still a little gummy because I just did this today. So I'm trying to be careful and not delaminate what I don't want to delaminate. But I think we'll be okay. At least for this side, because I'm almost done here. Should not jinx myself by doing that. I think I've missed quite a bit. You guys will have to forgive me. Just scan over it real quick. One thing that drives me nuts is, like, it looks so much better with the vector kit on there, but that's clearly what they meant to do, is it kind of looks like garbage unless you put the vector kit on there. Which, I mean, I guess that's great because they're going to sell more kits, but, I don't know. It looks like an unfinished blaster until you put the Chris Vector kit on. The Strife looks like a finished blaster. It looks like a finished item. Theirs, with the flat top and everything else going on it, it looks like it's not complete, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like the look of it. I knew I should have used this from the beginning. This is way easier to cut this groove. I've seen one Straven with a vector kit. And when I made my first Straven, Hollow Spectrum, everybody, especially Justin from Make Test Battle, was like, you should put a Chris Vector kit on it! Because that was like when they were, the injection molding was new, and everybody and their grandmother was using it for their builds. More than they are today. It's like he was kind of kidding, but he kind of wasn't. It's okay, Justin, we'll forgive you. Hello, Nate, what's up? See, I never... It's not really ugly. I think it looks fine. I think it looks, in a sense, cool. I don't like the way it covers the entire magazine well down to about here, because that kind of makes my life difficult. The way I hold my blaster is I have... Realistically, I would like to hold it like this, but what ends up happening is I hold it by the magazine down here because I have a second magazine in my hand. And so I hold it down here, and then when I need to reload, it's just boop, boop, and I'm done. But with the vector kit, I'm going to have to hold the magazine like way the frick down here. And that's kind of, and I'll have to pull it all the way out and pop it all the way back in, and that's kind of frustrating. So I already know I'm not going to like it from a functional standpoint. But from aesthetic standpoint, I think it looks fine. I just think it deters me away from it because it's so commonplace to use a vector kit. I might cut this thin bit off here and then increase that. Tell me what to do. Or cut that off and then cut that off and fill that. I'm gonna do that. So there's a little, if you guys know the Strife, the plastic is double walled on the edges. You cannot see that at all because my camera doesn't like to focus. But it's the edge right here is really thin, and it's starting to peel back a little bit right there. So I'm just gonna cut this off completely and then fill it in with putty, because I still need to do one more thing of putty. And then I will cut the corresponding side off on the other side. Hence corresponding, duh. And that will sit flush. Just rough that up with a little bit of sandpaper. shouldn't be too much of an issue. We just finished 2 hours of wiring on my full auto modulus. I love wiring. I love long wiring sessions. I'm probably weird for that, but I enjoy that kind of stuff. How are you? How was your day, Ben? Ben, how? Good Lord. How are you, Ben? How was your day? It's good. It's pretty good. I got some stuff done, work-wise. So I had kind of a productive day. So it's been better than the rest of my week. I had a good day last night with my fiance. We were on our we were celebrating our anniversary, so I had a good time there, and so I kind of woke up nice today. In a good mood, I mean. Woke up nice. What does that even mean? Is 720 or 60 FPS or better for YouTube? I would say 1080p at 30 frames. But I need a flared magwell for Alpha Trooper. Please, you're my bestest of friends. We shall see, but I wouldn't keep your hopes up. Hi. Never gets old. Okay, I don't want to forget that. I usually highlight things with Sharpie, so it's kind of hard to miss, because when you think of it, it's like, oh, that's obvious. But then when you go back and you're doing other things, and then when you're ready and you look at it real quick and you're like, oh, everything's good, and then you miss that one spot. So don't rely on your own memory for that. I usually try to mark it with Sharpie, even if it seems incredibly obvious now, probably won't be in the future. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'm done messing with this for a little while. I think I could do a little bit more finishing, but I want to work on other things. So we will skip to this one on this side, which needs, I think, a little bit more cleanup. I might actually have to take a Dremel to this. I think I'm going to do that real quick. Do you like the clear worker strife? I've been asked this probably about 7 dozen times today. I have mixed opinions on it. I think they could have done it better. I think they have some weird design choices. I'm not 100% thrilled. You'd think that I would be super pumped because I'm an LED person, but LEDs are going to be incredibly hard to diffuse, if not downright impossible to diffuse into an entirely clear shell, which is one of the reasons why I don't do whole clear shells and then put LEDs in them, is because it looks kind of crappy in my opinion. They have been done properly, they've been done decent enough for what they are. Personally, I don't really like the look of it. Even like EL wire, it's really hard to get EL wire super straight. You know what I mean? So it's kind of ends up looking like you just threw a bunch of EL wire in there, even though you took a ton of time to try to thread it through there properly. So I'm not big on the whole all clear shells and then LEDs through them. Clear, it's by itself is fine. But I'm not really looking forward to putting LEDs. I'm not going to, so. But yeah, Quint summed it up pretty well. Fish. Why? Yeah, so. It's a goal running project legion that I would like to accomplish. Yeah. Okay. Drama warning real quick. This one shouldn't be too long, so here we go. Well, that's not good. Okay, well now I have something in my eye. Hold on. I might have to get that in a second. Yeah, that's not good. Bit of a delay there. I shall choose to ignore it until it becomes an actual issue. Okay, I think the rest I can do by hand. I just want to get the majority bulk out of the way. That was weird. Let me see if I can get this thing out of my eye. I will be back in just a minute or two. Good enough. And Ryan, that is horrendous. That might be one of the worst, best things I've ever seen in Nerf. I have no opinion. None. Ryan is butchering a Raven and a... what was that blaster? Rapid Strike. And not in the way you're thinking. Whatever way you think he's putting these two components together, it is not the way you're thinking. Yeah, I know I need to wear safety glasses, but here I am. Not. I could practice proper PPE, but here I am. The odds of me getting a $20 rip-off Dremel is incredibly low. I'm more liable to fix this one because they are fixable. Let's get my thumb out of the way. It'd help if I used one of my sharp ones here. I'm using my dull one, but I don't want to snap one of my good ones. I mean, they're a dime a dozen, but I'm being stubborn. Shut up. I assume it was PLA. See you, Phil. Thanks for sticking around. Life ticks on, I'm afraid. TLA. That sucks. Now you're making me want to go to work, Legion. Time to break sandpaper. I meant see ya, but whatever. Oh, okay, see ya, Quinn. Thanks for sticking around. Only, or unless you're not talking to me. Unless you're talking to Phil. Never mind. Ignore me. The only thing my printer works with. Try to get some sandpaper in here. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. Hey, cowboy, what's up? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Oh, I know Chris Cartier, but I don't like watch him. I know of him. Like, I know the things he's famous for, and I know, like, all different facts about him, but I don't like watch him or anything. Which should not be taken offense, because I don't really watch any nerfers, to be quite honest. More of an achievement hunter guy. Found a full Midnight Blue long shot for $3. Midnight Blue, that's the older one, I'm assuming. Do people really buy long shots for that much? Let's try to not cut my hand off here. Slowly picking away here. Making some headway here. It's much better than it was looking a little bit ago. Just scraping and cutting and sanding away till we have something usable. I don't know if that's going to fit a mag, but we will see. We can adjust it as we need. There we go. Almost. Still got a little bit of tweaking to do, but that is much better than it was a little bit ago. Probably boring you guys by now. I apologize. We have our ups and downs here. It's pretty normal, I think. Your lack of entertaining is disturbing. Entertainment, not entertaining. That didn't make any sense. You scream, I scream, we all scream for killing zombies, not when there's a horde of 100 plus chasing 50 humans. That's for sure. In that situation, fight as a group and just run straight into the horde. Yeah. Sure. When I went down at N-War last year, it was 5 of us versus about 150 zombies. And my flank did not fall. It was back to back with a guy from Reddit. Goes by the name of Irish Knots. Really cool dude. He brought like a trumpet and he was doing the the march or whatever. It was really, really cool. And his flank fell, and so I got tagged from behind. So I count that as a small victory. But I made it to day 2, and that's all you can really ask for, because it's not really designed for the humans to win. If the humans are winning, you're kind of doing something wrong, but that's just my opinion. But yeah, if you make it to day 2 in a big event like that, it's a win for me, in my book. Okay. No idea if that lines up with the other side of the shell, but we will work on that as we get there. Still informative. Not all modding is glamorous LED work, that's for sure. I'd say that again. Don't, but you could. Say that again. Okay, I think we can put these back together. We have a little bit of a hollow bit inside of here. That tiny little bit right there that shouldn't be hollow. I think what I might do is the tried and true proven method of filling it with dust and then super gluing, and that will harden. What's up, Gavin? See if we can tap as much as we can down in that hole. Boy, that hole is deeper than I thought. Unless it's completely falling out the other side somewhere. I doubt it, but it could be. That should be good enough. Planned thrifting never goes the way I want it to. Give it a little bit of a kicker. Stuff's great, the Instaset stuff. You can get it for just about $6. And that's good enough for our purposes. Doubt you can see that, but it's nice and filled in now. Again, because my camera does not focus on anything that it's supposed to. Can you focus on that? No? Alright, that's fine. Why would you want to cooperate with me? You know what? That actually doesn't line up too bad. That actually lines up pretty good. Still needs a slight bit of refining, but that's actually not bad. It's within hand sanding distance. I'm just trying to make this even. It's visually appealing. As best as I can, anyway. Grass is always greener on the other side of the modding bench. Take that to mean whatever you want. That feels familiar. Cool beans. Oh, haven't done this outside at all. Need to do that. But we're getting there. We're getting there one step at a time. We've been going for just under 1 hour, 15 minutes. And if you want to buy a 12 kilogram worker spring mediator, well, Try to get rid of as much of this leftover methyl methacrylate as we can. Give us a better finish here. Just kind of scrape it off the file. Ooh, there's a hole there I need to fix. Again, marking the place so I'm not losing track of it. Okay, let's not go through the shell bin. Hey Blades, what's up? Bit of a quiet stream. We started out super pumped and everybody talking and stuff, and then we've kind of slowly drifted down a little bit. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Just trying to clean up some of the epoxy. Got this side done on the flared magazine well, done all the inside, and now we're working on the outside of this guy right here. Up here, and then we still haven't touched this yet, so working on getting rid of some of this, some of these them there, here, there, then them lines, not lies, here, then, there, I reckon. BRB, no problem. Woo! Almost snapped that blade. Bent that a solid 30 degrees. That's what I get for not using a sharp blade. Might have to get a sharp one here. Been trying to avoid it, but this might be my Achilles heel right here. Hold on. I'm terrified to either stab myself with this thing or accidentally lodge the tip and break it off somewhere. This doesn't seem to be any sharper than the other one, to be perfectly honest, when I'm working with this kind of stuff. I might just go back to the dull one. Yeah, it doesn't feel any sharper, it just feels more dangerous, so I'm gonna switch back to this. Yeah, there's like no difference. That's fine. There's a chunk here I'm trying to get rid of. Just work it out as best I can. Come on. This does not want to let go. Here we go. Come on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Finally. Good grief. Little nub there wanted to stay in there. I've had that blade snap before. Toilet is still broken. I'm sorry. Didn't know that was a thing. Sorry, I'm gonna be leaning over the camera here. You guys have to deal with that for just another minute. Seeing what I'm doing with a sharp object takes priority over you guys seeing what I'm doing with a sharp object. At least in my book of logic it does. I'm dipping out for like an hour or so. I don't know if I'll be here in another hour, but thanks for stopping by. I really should make you a moderator. There you go. Try posting again, Blades. Dear God, they're evolving. Do you want to be a moderator, Ryan? To be honest, all of our regulars here could be a moderator. Trico, Ryan. I don't want too many though. We don't have very many regulars as it is, so I guess it wouldn't make sense to have more than 2. I guess. Trico and Meow make the most sense. Or not Trico. I'm sorry, Trico. What's your name? Gavin. I guess I should be apologizing. Gavin, not Trico. Almost. These corners are killer, man. Screw it. Trico's like always freaking here. It'd be a crime if I didn't make Trico a moderator. Trico's like the... Oh my god, I almost accidentally reported you. Trico's like almost always here. He's probably been in like 95% of my streams. Just don't abuse your power and you'll keep it. We inch ever closer. Like, if I was in Trico's position and I wasn't promoted, I'd be like, that's freaking rigged. That trackpad is not the best on that Logitech keyboard. It has a mind of its own every once in a while. I'm aware that this is like either barely in frame or completely off frame. But forgive me. Sometimes you just gotta get that leverage. PETG filament came in today. What's up, David? Snaggerbot is David, by the way. He's a local. He's the guy in our group that we're like, hey, have you heard of this weird ammo? And he's like, oh, you mean these that I have 7 of? He has everything from pink Steffens, which if you don't know what those are, or red Steffens, whatever they're all, pink or red, whatever they were, which if you don't know what that is, that's way back in the day where like no one could get that stuff except for a select few group of people. So he has everything from that to freaking koosh rings. He's got everything. Vortex ring ammo to our last one, yeah. I feel like I could make this slightly more even here. It's just a tiny bit off, and that's going to drive me nuts. I'm not sure how I'm going to sand this, but I will find a way. It's kind of at an awkward angle. That works. Slowly, but it works. God, I can't tell you guys apart now. I always recognized Gavin because he was the only blue one. Now I have to recognize a whole bunch of you. Okay, that is 95% of the work done on, 90% of the work done on the flared magazine well. And I am happy enough with that to move on to the next thing for now. Recut that groove. There we go. See, I told you guys everything. Dun, 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 dun. This is taking longer than I thought. I did not expect that to take an hour and a half. I guess it's not too bad considering, like, anytime I feel bad about how long I'm taking with this, I'm just going to remember Glass Construct and how many, not even how many hours, how many episodes that took just to finish the body work on. That whole series was 40 parts long, so hopefully this won't get nearly that long. There's no way that'll touch anywhere near 40. I don't even think this will go to 20, so 40 episodes later. This is not very efficient. It's just so gummy, it's hard to do anything with. Regular sandpaper might be more effective in this scenario. The chat is blue, yeah. Departing message, modular drives are back in stock on Amazon. I've known that for a while. If you want one, now it's time to get one. Such good memories, such bonding times. I'm also making some more molds for the hammer shot. I made another mold, or making another mold for the hammer shot handle scales and battery covers, or excuse me, these aren't battery covers, motor covers Not only because those are the things that sell the most and I need to make a bunch of them, but I want to get at least a few done for End War. And see if I can sell a few there. Has to be a more efficient way to do this. There has to be. I might just pull out the Dremel here in a sec just to get rid of the bulk of that, because there's a little bit of a bulk there that's driving me nuts. It's going to take forever to sand out. Just go in there real gentle like. Give me 1 sec with the Dremel. Ever so gently. Oh, I should have a few Sledgefire, at least a few Sledgefire handle scales at N-War as well. At least that's my goal. We'll see how that actually ends up being. I still need to cast the parts for this guy. These will be, at least the light purple ones will be unique to this blaster alone. I think what I've settled on is the trigger group light purple, the sling point light purple, and then the 3 big pieces are going to be dark purple. As much as I would like the trigger being dark purple, if you look at the console itself, that I may or may not be basing this off of. The majority of it is dark purple, so I think it would only make sense. Light gray, dark gray paint, and then all of the cast parts will be light purple and dark purple. I think it's going to look freaking sweet. And then the voltmeter is going to be red, because the little power button, if I remember right, I'm actually remembering this from like 10 years ago, last time I turned one on, but I'm pretty sure when you turn it on, there's a power LED on the bottom left of the console, and I'm pretty sure that's red, so it'll be like a small little shout out. I might just Dremel this in the flats up here, just because I have a room for the Dremel. I don't really have the room here. Maybe I can put on the smaller bit, but I don't feel like doing that, so I'm just going to do that real quick. Alright, here we go. That worries me. Did you see that? I didn't even touch that. Did you see that? That's probably not good. You know what that probably is? I bet you anything the commutator's dirty. I bet you anything the commutator's dirty. I need to take the brushes out. For the love of God, Hawkeye, put on the proper safety equipment. Shut up, you're not my mother. Do as I say and as I do. Something, something, I'm a professional. Everybody likes a hypocrite. That's echoing through the shell and it's incredibly loud. I don't know what that's like on your end. But that's very loud over here. Louder than normal. Yeah, that's not a smart decision. I think I'm gonna have to put on a smaller bit to get in here. Yeah. Ben, you have a Power Strike 48, right? Are they that smooth and good, or does Wacom overhype them? It's just not my thing. I think I've shot like 1 or 2 darts out of it. I have all 48 original darts, so I don't want to really screw them up. But I mean, it's just not my style. If you like revolvers, though, I guess. I can neither confirm nor deny that, Neo. Any similarities between that and what I'm making are purely coincidental, and I do not claim anything. Hey Caleb, what's up? Alright, back to the Dremel, so prepare yourselves, ear-wise. Not taking off as much as I want, but slow and steady wins the race. That's when Hawkeye suffered. Can someone message Neo on something and fill him in on what's going on? Like on Discord or something. Such an awkward angle. I can't really... Alright, I'm gonna have to do this kind of off camera. I apologize. Thank you, Trico. Whew. I never like how thin that wall is right here, but I mean, it's normal plastic wall thickness, but for like custom, it always throws me off how thin that gets. I know he has a Discord. I don't know if he's very active on it. I know he goes on the Hanu page, but he should be in Wacom's server. Neo has been informed. Oh, such an awkward position. I hate that working with the teeth in any way, shape, or form. Posting like shit posting on Wacom's thing if you want information on what I'm doing. I know it sounds kind of stupid, but it is a legitimate concern, so that's why we're not mentioning anything on stream. Someone mentioned a PlayStation 2 build. I think that would be freaking awesome. Like put the ribs of the console somewhere. Oh my god, that'd be amazing. I bet I could buy a PlayStation 2. I bet I could buy a broken one. Are you kidding me? That can't be right. Hold on. Okay, there's the fat one, and then there's the slim one. I think the fat one actually gives me more to work with, to be honest. But I kind of want the slim one, because I'm that guy. I think the fat one actually looks a little bit more classic. I can get one for like $17 right now. For parts or repair. Obviously, I don't care. That's tempting. There's a slim one for $18. I think the fat one actually gives me a little bit more to what I want to work with. A PlayStation 2. That's interesting. You have all the PS systems? I'd rather use a broken one, though. I'm assuming yours still works. PlayStation 3 caught fire a while back. That's probably not good. I can't imagine that would be good. Ben, I have a broken PS2. Is it the fat one or the slim one? The slim one has 3 ribs. The fat one has 5, 7, somewhere. I don't know. It has more. Unfortunately, that would have to be an indoor blaster because that would have to be basically all black, which would rely a lot on texture. Be an interesting one for sure. Why are we talking about PlayStations? Just talking about like different console blasters. I think that'd be a good line. Maybe I can make a line of Hyperfires, or excuse me, Hyperstrifes that are console. That sounds kind of cool. I can have it. That's very generous. Send me a PM, Neo. We can talk about it later, obviously. Congratulations on your promotion, Trico. It really was a long time coming. I should have done that a while ago. I just haven't thought about mods in a while. We don't really need them. Like once every blue moon. No, do a PS1 build. I think the PS2 is a little more iconic. Five ribs. Yours. Xbox. Yeah, that would be cool. He's doing that thing again where he leans over. I just accepted that inevitably when I put my ideas out there, people will take them, so I'm not terribly worried. I've just kind of accepted it. What's happening? I am currently working on getting rid of some of the flashing on the side of the leftover epoxy, because we just put these on today. Off camera, but I'm cleaning them up on camera, obviously. I don't even know what that is, Quint. I don't have the money. My only regret is that I won't be able to make them all at once and then line them up. It's old and expensive. Oh my god, I could make an Atari. I could hydro dip the wood. Oh my god, I want to make a line. A line of these blasters. Oh my god, that would be amazing. The Atari one would look almost as good as this one. I'm just really partial to these colors, to be perfectly honest. The Atari would look I bet the Atari could sell for quite a bit. Oh my god, that would be amazing. I wonder how picky Atari is with their logo. Like how if I can use that without getting in trouble. I'll have to look into it. Oh my god, that Atari one sounds like a great idea. Okay, make that your thing for N-War. I'm telling you, it would be awesome. Make what my thing for N-War? Gotta go. See you, WD. Thanks for stopping by. WD-40. Make the console blasters for N-War. I mean, N-War is right around the corner. So I'm barely gonna have time to finish this one. No big deal, less than 30 days. Just make an entire line of blasters. Oh, why didn't I think of that before? Is it bad that I really want casted parts for the EAT for my birthday? Probably. You know what they say, you can't be disappointed if you don't get your hopes up. Well, I didn't mean for this N-War. I meant like every year you could make a console blaster to sell off. Well, hopefully I could get off more than one a year. Otherwise, that would take forever. I could make this one. I could make the Atari. I could make the PlayStation 2. I could make an Xbox. I'd probably go for the 360, Xbox 360, just because that's a little more personality to it. Or not the 360, excuse me, the original Xbox. My bad. Just because that has a little more personality to it. Definitely not the one. Maybe the 360, but definitely not the one. I'm not really fancied by anything else. Like I was gonna say it, but just in case, the Cube. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. The older console. That doesn't really like I know a lot of people grew up with it, but I didn't. I didn't really know anyone with it. It's meh, but I'm sure there's plenty out there that would easily be doable. That would make an interesting blaster. And there's always the novelty of like putting an actual console in one of these things. But at the end of the day, I think that like people would be so afraid of breaking the console on the inside they wouldn't use it as what it's meant to be, which is a blaster. And it would just turn into like a novelty thing rather than an actual primary. And that's definitely not what I want, so you guys are funny. I think I just bumped the mic, my bad. We're getting there. We'll get there one day. Still need to do this in the top. There's always like a thin layer, a thin film of the epoxy everywhere, and it's just kind of a matter of scraping that off and only having it where you need to, but it's kind of gummy, so it kind of does a weird thing when you're sanding it. You kind of have to like scrape it off. Is everybody out of school yet? I never remember when everybody's out of school. When does like summer officially start? I know it's different for different people, but it's like the general consensus. Today was the last day of school. Well, that's good. For a whole year, my life has amounted to nothing. Just got out of school today, summer season, or summer vacation. So yeah, I guess it was today. Two people, that's good enough for me. No, don't stop. Okay, finally. Still gotta do the inside, but I think that is done for the outside of the motor cover. Still got plenty to do on the inside. Yes, Ethereal Fortress is very heavy for its size. Considering it's such a small, compact blaster, it's pretty dense. Am I the only person that likes the look of integrations before paint? They have a certain appeal to them. I wouldn't say I like them, but they have a certain appeal to them. They're interesting. Why are you mad, Neil? I don't know the exact weight, Trico. Might use Dremel real quick just to glance over some of these. Oops, sorry. Estimated is projected to weigh around 8 pounds. Alright, I'm going to Dremel real quick, hold on. continue with that as we need to, but I think that's fine for now. I've been recommended a case for travel, like for the blaster. What? Get some more sandpaper. Can you recommend a travel case for a blaster? Look up on Amazon Bulldog gun case, soft gun case. I think something like that. It's the blue one that I have because I didn't want a black one because then people would be like, gun! So I have a navy blue one that I like. Kind of depends on the size though. I didn't really want one that would be like super tactical or whatever because then people would, you know, freak out. This is a very awkward position to sand. Got to be in a district-wide video about school shooting PSA. Interesting. That's kind of cool. Kind of sad, but kind of cool. Yeah, that's basically what I meant, Trico. Okay. Take a piece of sandpaper and flip this over and sand this flat so that the window has a nice even surface to be on. Just go nice and slow on this. Keep it level as possible. Doesn't take a lot because the edges are real thin, so we'll sand down quick. Might call it a night soon. Not sure yet. I think I might call it a night soon here as well. We're coming up on 2 hours 26 minutes. So we've been at this a while. I'm getting a little tired of doing this. My sanding stamina is low. What do you guys think? Think we should call it a night? Yeah, it's almost 11. Sorry, just needed to do that real quick. That's gonna drive me nuts. All right, let's not get into politics, guys. It's up to you. I've just been in heat all day. He can take a lot out of a person. No drama warning, shake my head. I knew someone was gonna say that. Why does everybody have a little thing by their name? Did one of you guys do something? Why does everyone have a little wrench by their name? Not everyone's blue, but Never mind. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's gone now. I think it was just a glitch. Okay, so we still have some work to do on the inside of here. Definitely not where we need to be in the slightest. But the outside is looking mighty fine. We have some spots to fill. But we got these parts cleaned up, which is what I really wanted to do. And that's all that matters. So this transparent green PETG looks awesome. Oh, that sounds awesome. But I definitely need to tweak some settings because it warped real bad. It's interesting. Is that like a neon green, or is it just like a regular transparent green? I would switch to PGG, but I have an enclosed thing, so I don't have any problem working with ABS. And to be honest, I'm scared that I'm not going to, or it's gonna like rip my bed apart, because I've heard horror stories of PETG sticking to glass. And it's just like, I'm not sure what bed material would be optimal for it, and I don't feel like looking into it. And again, ABS already works for me. I don't have any problem with ABS, so might as well not change. Like a regular transparent green. That sounds cool. What do you have to go? Why do you have to go and eat the last of our good shit? I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Oh, cool. Still alive. Yeah, I think we might be wrapping up here soon, though, Phil. We got the outside done on all of our parts. Obviously, we're not done with the outside, but we've got a good portion of the inside of this frame done. We still are nowhere near where we need to be, as you can tell. But we're starting to get a little bit tired. Everyone's getting tired. It's almost 11 here, and we've been going on 2 hours and 32 minutes now. So we've definitely got some work done, though. Much work to do, but we have gotten work done. Last integration piece I think that we really need to work on is I need a polycarbonate piece on the back inside of here attached to this side of the shell, so that we can drill and tap those with M4 taps, so we can hold the aluminum plate on the back here. We also need to level that out because that is not flat right here, but we will do that. What bed surface did you use? Just out of curiosity. I think this will come out rather nicely. Got a DRS cage, Gen 4 ready to go. XP 180s. This will be the last build I sell with XP 180s, so if you ever wanted them, now's the time. Did you decide polycarbonate plate instead of aluminum? No, polycarbonate chunk. Like this is 3/8. I'll probably use something similar to this and mount it on the inside of here, like physically attach it on the inside to one side of the shell, and then drill and tap 2 holes, and then hold the metal plate on mechanically fasten it. It's just a little bit cleaner way to hold the plate on there, because there's no real way for me to glue a metal plate to plastic. Not that I would want to anyway, but this one, yes, I'm selling this. I'm selling this. That's the whole freaking thing. N-War. Blades. I'm so disappointed in you. That's been the whole thing. This is being auctioned off at N-War. This is funding my N-War trip. Yep. Phil's got it. I'm pretty sure this is his ticket for N-War. Yep. What if I bought this before N-War? You don't have enough money to buy this before N-War. Trust me. I'd try and buy one, but the handle looks really small. It's not that bad. It's more of a claw grip. Because traditional grips are, you know, like that. This is more of like a claw grip. It reminds me kind of like a mouse, a cross between a mouse grip and like for a computer and that, but it has room where it counts. The only thing that could, like, this kind of gets in the way a little bit, but the way I usually do things, I kind of have a loose grip on this anyway, and I just kind of control it with these two fingers. That's just me. It is a little bit cramped, but it works for me. But that's one of the reasons why I'm doing it at N-War, so people can actually pick it up and feel it. See if they like it. You guys are joking now, right? Like, this has been the whole thing. I guarantee you don't have $5,000 to blow on this, Quint. Hyper Hunter. Oh, Thermal Hunter. I would like to see this integration without the stock. That kind of defeats the purpose of the integration, doesn't it? The whole reason why I'm doing it is for the stock. That's just a strife. Okay, you somehow always line up your streams with my work schedule, so I missed them all. Well, that's your fault, isn't it? Wait, Hawkeye, do you have a Busby interceptor? No. The only Busby thing I have is a Reaper, and that's only because I got them for $2.50. I bought 6 of them. I kept one of them and gave the other 5 out at our local war. We do giveaways every now and again. Just raffling. Or not raffle, just... Well, I mean raffle, but raffle would imply that you're paying for the tickets, but obviously we don't pay for the tickets. We just do giveaways. Okay, 2 hours and 38 minutes here. I think we're going to start wrapping up, so if you guys have any last questions or comments, go ahead and start leaving those there, somewhere. It's on the side somewhere, right? If I'm looking at the video, that's this side? Is it right here? Are you guys over here somewhere? This direction? You guys are like right here, right? That's where you leave the comments. Will you be modding / cutting up the Reaper? No. I attempted to take it apart. It looks like it's solvent welded or something. I can't even remember. Like, I half-assed tried to take it apart, and it was like, nope. And I was like, okay, too much work for me. Don't care enough. Yep, that's where our chat is. Point the other way. I want to hold Ethereal Fortress. I mean, if you come to N-War, are you coming to N-War? Will you make a hyper? Will you make a an HFS just to make me happy? What? Oh no, I won't. Opposite side of your Dremel. Opposite side of my Dremel? You're this way? Well, I know where you are on my screen. I know where you are on my screen. I'm talking about like actually like physically leaving comments. That's down here, isn't it? Like that way. Bye, Hawkeye. Thank you for an awesome stream. I had a blast as always. Hey, blast. Hope school and life continues to go well. Keep up the fantastic work. Have a swell evening, everybody. You have a swell evening too, and enjoy everyone. You and Blades. You and Blades enjoy your promotions. Yep, right by the epoxy. Oh yeah, right. Never mind. I'm just dumb. It's so tempting to remove this rib because you could fit a really big battery in here, but it just holds the 2S batteries, the graphenes, like perfectly. It perfectly friction fits in there. Promotion day, woohoo! And you don't even get a pay raise, woo! Okay. Thank you guys very, very, very much for continuing to watch these streams. I appreciate it as always, even though I'm remarkably inconsistent. Heyo. We've been crunch timing here, and that's kind of my fault. It is my fault, 100%, for not doing this in time, or in a reasonable time for End War. Now I'm kind of crunching, but I will deal with that by cramming. Trim down the rib or not to remove. Trim down the rib and not remove completely. I don't know what you're talking about, Phil. Trim. Oh, the rib in here. No, it's not really worth messing with. Wait, wait, we're being paid here, yeah. Stock start of VC party LMAO. Make your own hill fly strike. Gavin, we're being paid. Bye, do it. Okay. If you keep bugging me, Quinch, I'm just gonna keep ignoring you, so it doesn't matter to me. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, as always. And end stream.